Hi, I'm Samir Jain. There's much too much hype in the liberal media that the world has gone global, that nationalism is something of the past. I absolutely disagree. If you think about it, the term nationalism, the word comes from nation, and nation comes from people with common origins, people that are organized under a state, a political community that is governed by laws. So to say that the United States is a nation state may not be true because we are really a state. We are a community that is governed by laws that unites people with things that are in common. In the United States, our ancestry, our religion, our colors are not really common. So we are really not a nation, but we are a state because we are formed by disparate groups with nothing very common. But it is precisely this confederation of states which is why we call ourselves the United States of America. And it is precisely our nationalism that has manufactured a national character, that has helped develop a national consciousness. And it is important when I say this that I am not celebrating ethnic nationalism here. I am talking about something that is pluralistic, that makes us a cosmopolitan nation. I am talking about patriotic nationalism. And we are a composite nation because we are formed of Native Americans. We are formed of people like me from India, African Americans, Europeans, other Asians. So I don't see any contradiction. I don't see any struggle between us as a nation and us as a composite of states. And this is something the liberal media does not understand. And if they do, they are perhaps willfully blind. They have been celebrating this liberal international order, and they have been putting down this concept of the nation state, the concept of patriotism, the concept and the idea of nationalism. In fact, I have a friend, he's a Lebanese guy with a Canadian citizenship who works for the United Nations. And he tells me that he is not a Canadian, that he is not Lebanese, but he is a global citizen. He, in fact, derides the notion of nationalism. I think that anyone who lacks a spirit of citizenship and who says that he is global, who's part of the global international elite, is really a citizen of nowhere. Because citizenship brings with it duties, it brings with it rights, and it brings with it obligations. So it is this cosmopolitan elite that neglect their own, that talk about far off lines, that claim that the focus should be on the far as much as it should be on the near. And we've had this resurgence now because in the corona crisis, they say that we need to straddle the world with plurality. After all, we all have overlapping identity groups. I'm fine with that, but I say that you do need to belong somewhere. You just cannot say that I belong to the universe and not to the small town. I have deep problems with that issue. I disagree with this notion of the global village. It's like saying hot ice. Something that fits global and local allegiances at the same time is for me deeply contradictory. For me, citizenship is identity. And for me, identity comes with patriotism. It comes with an emotional attachment. It comes with geographic and political barriers. It is baffling for me to find people who say they have an allegiance to the wider world, which is a higher allegiance to their own communities, that put cosmopolitanism where their concern for a stranger is greater than their concern for their own family. I think all of this talk about universalism is all fine and dandy, but I cannot say that everyone matters equally. I say that we have a higher moral obligation to those that are near us, to the communities to which we belong, to those that are closer to us. I do not believe in this morality of non-proximity. I do not believe in the notion of global citizenship. For me, it opposes the very concept of local citizenship. I think it is foolish to talk about, not only foolish, it is hypocritical to talk about bonds and obligations to the world while neglecting the local. So for me, patriotism is not narrow-mindedness. It is not immoral. It is not blind loyalty over deeper universal commitments. And as I said, I see no distinction between patriotism and nationalism, because I'm not speaking about ethnic nationalism in which ancestry or religion or the color of my skin or my accent or my language determines national identity. In fact, I say nationalism has provided the very ideological foundations for our great democracy, for our great welfare state, for states to become providers of public goods. I say that nationalism strengthens the compact between the government and us as people. It is really the bedrock for increased political participation that we have here in the United States versus, say, in the Middle East. It is what defines the relationship between government and us, the people. So I celebrate nationalism. I say that nationalism creates better exchange in the relationship between state, between the government and citizens. It is something that we need to celebrate. It is not something that we need to deride, that the fashionable elite these days do. In fact, nationalism strengthens democracy, where the national identity supersedes the parochial, the religious identity. It is a false narrative that loyalty to the nation leads to demonizing others. I say no. In fact, nationalism increases a government's capacity to provide public goods. Nationalism improves the way civil society functions. In those societies that are deeply nationalistic, we've seen deep linguistic integration in a country. And I say that this whole notion of universal cosmopolitanism is an ivory tower concept, and that's where it should stay. So thank you. I'll stick to my nationalism.